having their first outings of the season, including the Dubai Wintered Godolphin runner Mark of Esteem with Frankie Dettori in the saddle. Now, Mark of Esteem had been the principal reason for the split between Henry Cecil and Sheikh Mohammed, so there was particular interest in how this little horse with the supposed bad knees would perform. There was also good money for the unbeaten Royal Applause, trained by Barry Hills, but the question mark over him was his ability to get the trip, Alistair.
Well, I couldn't see Royal Applause staying the full trip in a horse box, but stranger things have happened on the racecourse and people were backing him to do so.
Royal Applause will be the last to be loaded. He goes forward, they're set and ready for the Pertemps 2,000 guineas.
The understarters orders, they're off.
And away to a good start too. Royal Applause is expected, takes up the early running from Bijou Dand, and right there as well too is Even Top, showing plenty of dash. Massahab, the pacemaker, has dropped in behind fourth early, and further back in the field is World Premier Beecham King with a white cap on the near side. Royal Applause is leading two groups here. Over in the centre of the course leads Stormtrooper there, in company with Al Harth, Leonine, then Regiment and Danehill Dancer behind them. On the near side rail, right up there is World Premier in company there with Bijou Dand, and behind them Even Top. Further back in the field then the white cap of Beecham King is very prominent as well. Massahab in behind them with Mark of Esteem, and further back Tumbleweed Ridge. Racing up towards halfway, Royal Applause blazing the trail out in the centre, leads by 4 lengths there from Stormtrooper, and Al Harth is going pretty well. They're followed by Regiment. On the near side rail it's World Premier with Bijou Dand and Even Top behind them. Mark of Esteem going well. So too is the grey Beecham King as they race up now inside the 3 furlong marker. Bijou Dand running a great race on the near side, strikes the lead now from World Premier. Royal Applause hard ridden out in the centre. Even Top behind them. Now Mark of Esteem angling for the run and running on well. Beecham King out in the centre. Al Harth is under the whip now, not responding at this stage. Racing inside the final 2 furlongs. It's Mark of Esteem and Bijou Dand fighting it out from Even Top. 4 lengths to Beecham King, and Al Harth can't win. Inside the furlong though it's Mark of Esteem for Dubai, forging clear. He goes about 3 parts in front of Bijou Dand, and Even Top's the big danger. It's Mark of Esteem on the near side. Bijou Dand is coming back, so too is Even Top. They hit the line now, it's tight. Oh by golly, it's tight. Mark of Esteem and Even Top on the far side. Bijou Dand just behind them, and they were nicely clear.
Well, that fantastic finish had everyone on their feet, and it was so close that none of the principals actually dared to claim victory. But when the result was eventually announced, Frankie Dettori produced one of his famous dismounts, but not in the winner's enclosure.
Well, no, and it had all the nitpickers whinging about the rules being broken by Frankie dismounting on the course outside the winner's enclosure. But the result was allowed to stand, quite rightly. But this wonderful race was marred by an 8-day whip suspension for Frankie for excessive use, and also whip bans for Philip Robinson and Jason Weaver on the 2nd and 3rd.